Hey, GLP-1 plus size community. Before we jump into the podcast, please take the time to leave us a 5-star review on whatever audio platform you're listening to the podcast on. Share your story and how the podcast has helped you. This will help us get referred up in the audio platform so that we can reach more people that need our help, our support, and guidance from our doctors. Help us get loud and change things.
Are you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, wegovy, or Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP-1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity, related diseases and disorders, and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP-1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together, because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault.
Hey everyone, before we dive in, I really want to share something personal with you. About, I want to say like 8 to 10 months ago, after losing 100 pounds on GLP-1s and keeping it off for a long time, I started regaining out of nowhere, and I was terrified. But I also started having hot flashes and bouts of crying and snacky cravings and waking up at 3 a.m. unable to go back to sleep. It turns out I was in perimenopause. So I started hormone replacement therapy, which is also called HRT, through a telehealth called Winona that specializes in this. And it changed everything. And now I'm sleeping better. And my hot flashes are all but gone, thank God. And I feel like myself again. And it turns out that you can actually start perimenopause as early as 35. And well, I'm 46 and she's here. HRT has really come a long way, and there's just no need to suffer anymore. So if you're like this and you're in the same boat, you can check out buywinona.com and you can use the link in our link tree to save some money.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price, Ro now offers FDA-approved weight loss injections cheaper, with results you can see faster. Lose 15% of your weight with the formula from Eli Lilly that hits not one, but 2 hormones to curb hunger and nausea. Weight loss faster, confidence higher, price cheaper. See if you qualify at ro.co/TV.
Are you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, wegovy, or Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP-1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity, related diseases and disorders, and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP-1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together, because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault.
Once a week, I have kind of like a Zoom for all my game changers, as we call our clients at the new method. And that's all we talk about. And they're like, oh, I fell off the wagon. I was like, no, what is that even talk? You're just living your life trying. There's no on the wagon, off the wagon. There's no I should have. There's no you're here. You showed up. It's Tuesday at 3:00, and you're here. We're already winning.
Yeah.
We're winning.
Totally. Yeah.
I like that.
I see questions popping up on the chat. I'm
Yeah,
ready for all of it, Kat. Whatever you want, I'm saying yes to.
I'm queuing.
Ask it, JT.
They're JT's questions.
Let's get
Yes. So, Dr. E, we just wanted to know, we think there could be quite a benefit to follow holistic practices while using a GLP-1. What do you think? First part of the question. Second part of the question is, what are some of the things you mostly recommend for changes while someone is on a GLP-1? Oh, and I am so, oh, whoa, wait a minute. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, we
That
had
was
a very
Kim.
slow conversation. It's fine.
It flows.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
It's flowing.
yeah. Okay,
It's flowing.
look,
You were probably like, wait a minute.
look. Wait a minute. I saw Kim, and then I saw
flowing.
JT, and I was
Yes.
like, right. And I'm sitting up here like, I think that's mine. Okay, so here we go. Okay, Dr. E, we think there could be quite a benefit to follow holistic practices while using a GLP-1. And I didn't know your thoughts on that. Also, what are some of the things that you mostly recommend for your patients that are on GLP-1s? And lastly, for those that have diabetes as well, what things do you recommend?
So I love this question. And I would say I recommend the same thing for all of my clients, GLP-1, diabetes. And that same thing is, let's focus on inflammation. Right? This is the issue, really, is inflammation. The inflammation is what drives the disease. So yes, are we worried about carbs? Sure, but what are carbs doing? Carbs are creating insulin resistance, which causes inflammation. If you have inflammation, you're going to get another autoimmune issue. If you have inflammation, you will have more likely to have a cardiovascular event or more likely to have Alzheimer's. So shifting the conversation to inflammation does a few things. First of all, it takes what I said earlier, it takes you away from the conversation of weight, which is not helpful. It's just not helpful. If the weight comes off, the weight comes off. But if the inflammation comes down, we're winning at life. We got to get away from the scale and away from that. And it also just shifts the conversation in general to, what are my goals? If my goals are, now, I want to feel better. That's another way of saying I want to reduce inflammation. I want to live longer. That's another way of saying reducing inflammation, right? So we can all kind of coagulate around this goal of reducing inflammation. So it comes, and so the GLP-1 user population needs that as well, right? So it comes to basic lifestyle, which will help reduce inflammation, which hopefully will also improve your insulin resistance. So I'm not even going to talk about the nutrition part. I think it's pretty clear that we have to try to avoid carbs. And I do just want to say that when I say that, I don't think people with diabetes are eating 6 pizzas a day. They are genetically predisposed to have a lower threshold. So their one slice is equal, Susan down the street is having 2 pies and she's fine. And their one slice is sending into carb overload. So it's really important when I say reduce carbs, there's no finger point like, oh, shame on you feeding. No, it's not going to take much if you have a genetic predisposition. So reducing carbs is that conversation. So that's nutrition. And if I had to choose one way I would want your plate to look, I would say you first start with plants. You fill your plates with a rainbow, as much of the rainbow as you can. And then if you're not ethically against it, you get a piece of animal protein. If you are ethically against it, then you get plant-based protein. The protein is not the biggest part. I don't believe in big carnivore diet. It's in there. Mm-hmm. And then oils, olive oil, nuts. That's the ideal plate for me. Notice I didn't talk about portions.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about, I didn't about calories, because that's an anti-inflammatory diet.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, you'll likely be full from that. And, there's so many, oil fills you up and proteins fill you up, blah, blah, blah. But the second part, the other parts are sleep. You have to sleep. You have to sleep. Yeah. Sleep is causative for dementia. Sleep is causative for Alzheimer's, right? Causative, right? Lack of sleep is causative for dementia. And lack of sleep creates inflammation, and you're already battling an issue. You're already battling diabetes. You're already battling weight, which means you have inflammation. So why are we adding to the inflammation cup? Next is we have to move. And I say move, and I never say exercise, because for some of my patients, getting up and walking to the stop sign, they're already out of breath. And that's phenomenal. That's great movement. If you're somebody who's in CrossFit, good for you. But that's not what movement has to look like. Movement for the right person, you do what you can and you do a little bit more, whatever that is. Because movement is anti-inflammatory. It releases chemicals that reduce inflammation, releases chemicals that feed your brain. Movement, outside, taking a walk, nothing fancy, no extra outfits, no fancy sneakers. Right? So
No fancy sneakers. Oh,
no, I mean, if you want them, great. But
I love sneakers.
listen, I'm a sneakerhead too. I'm a sneakerhead.
Me too.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah. And then the last piece is stress, right? Stress. Now that doesn't mean, look, we cannot avoid stress, but stress is inflammatory, and we just need to make sure that we mediate it, which sometimes just means taking a breath. You don't have to, and again, you don't need a fancy outfit, you don't need incense. You don't need to, like, if you do yoga, that's great. If you meditate, that's great. But sometimes that's out of reach for people. But how about just taking a moment to look at your plate and actually, right, like focusing on your eating, especially if you're at work, not doing it by the screen, not doing it in front of the TV. Like, that's mindfulness. Like being with your partner and talking to a friend and putting the phone down, that's mindfulness. Being like, wow, I'm really enjoying this. That's mindfulness. Taking a deep exhale, that's mindfulness. That's what mindfulness looks like. It doesn't look going on a yoga retreat. So these small things that you do in your lifetime over time are anti-inflammatory, and that is the ultimate goal.
Quick pause here. I've had moments on my GLP-1 journey where insurance changes or rising costs force me to look for a new provider. And honestly, that process can feel very overwhelming. But that's why the Plus Sides podcast is partnered with GLP Winner to give our subscribers a resource to help them make that decision easier. GLP Winner is a comparison platform that lets you explore telehealth providers in all 50 states, whether you're looking for brand name medications or compounded options. You can see pricing up front, read reviews, and get a clear picture of which provider might align best with your needs. Check it out today at glpwinner.com/plus-sides. That's glpwinner.com/plus-sides. Don't forget the Z. Let me tell you a quick story. I was telling Kat how I was regaining weight after my 100-pound loss using GLP-1 medications, and I was having snacky cravings and waking up at 3 a.m., and I had hot flashes, and I was worried. But Kat was like, listen, I went through this last year. It's perimenopause, and I started HRT, and she used this company called Winona. So I started going there to see if this was something that was going with me. Turns out it was, because I'm 46. And it's been amazing. It's taken a while to find the right dose, but once I did, it's just been huge. I've been sleeping. I feel more myself again. And the hot flashes are gone, which is, geez, really bad. So I will tell you, it's just been so big for me. And so I wanted to partner with them on the podcast because obviously many of our listeners are going through this same age range and definitely are having these issues. And there's just no need for you to suffer. So if you go to the link that's in our link tree, you can click on that and save money. If you go there and you meet all the criteria, and this might be something for you to try. So I just want to make sure you have this great resource because it's just been such a big difference for me and Kat. Again, you can go to the link in our link tree and get what you need.
"20 seconds a week to lose 20% of your weight in a year with diet and exercise." That's the power of GLP-1s through Ro. Ro helps find the medication that's right for you, based on cost, availability, and your weight loss goals. Losing weight with GLP-1s is possible through Ro.
I love that. You know what I think is really interesting is like, I feel like my whole life I tried to eat like that and I really couldn't. But something about, I don't know, I guess with blood sugar or something, maybe working like it should. I really like to eat like you just said. Like one of my most favorite things right now are Brussels sprouts. And I don't want cake. I don't want fries. And if I do, I just eat a little bit of things. Like I just don't want or need or feel like I have to have or I can't stop thinking about food because of those things. somehow with the regulation from the medicine, I've been able to make these modifications. But it's interesting because I look back on like the way that I would eat before, and the way that I'm just kind of like, I guess like lifestyle is probably the best way to say it. And I really just think I was just really sick, you know? And so, and I finally got on like a medicine, but the medicine doesn't do it all. It really doesn't. I think there
Mhm.
are some people that the medicine may do it all. I don't know. But for me, I really do have to ensure I eat enough calories. And that's always been a struggle for me. So I kind of accidentally intermittent fast, which I think accidentally sort of helped the insulin resistance and the inflammation, all the things you're talking about. So it's been an incredible tool to accomplish the things that you're talking about. You know, I couldn't do it before. I really couldn't.
No,
You know?
and you know what else it's doing inadvertently? It's rewiring your brain, right? Because before the medication, there was no world where you thought Brussels sprouts are enjoyable.
No, I hated them,
Okay.
but now I'm like upset.
So there was not the possibility did not exist psychologically for you
Yeah.
that you could feel this way or
Yes.
that you would want anything besides the cakes or the
Absolutely.
sugar. In your case, right? I'm
Yeah.
not saying for everyone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah.
But now what's happening is your brain is like, "Oh, this is not dangerous. This is good for you. This is okay." You know, and I know this is kind of off topic, but sometimes I have patients in my practice that hesitate to give their children like medication for ADHD.
Yeah.
And I say to them, especially when they're in school age, and of course I would prefer non-pharmaceutical. Of course, that's a preference, but the reality is that some people need it, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I say to them, do you know what your child's experience in school will be if he's not always getting in trouble?
Yeah.
Because every day he goes to school, he's going to hate school because he can't sit down. He's always going to hate school. So by the time, as soon as he can get out of school, he's leaving school.
Yeah.
Right? It's a terrible experience. Imagine what this child will feel like if he goes to school one day and the teacher says, "Hey, great job.
Yeah.
What a pleasure to have you in class."
Yeah.
Right? So that rewiring is happening. He's like, "Oh, this is not a bad place." So
Yeah.
that's what's happening to you also. You're like,
Totally.
"Oh,
Oh, yeah.
vegetables are our friends.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
enjoy it."
Yes.
And you would not have been open to it.
I
And
my palate in general just
exactly.
changed. Like it just and I remember going to the dietitian and being like, "I just can't eat enough." And she was like, "Why?" And I was like, "I just have aversion." And she's like, "But is it just aversion to the foods that you think that you like?"
There
And
you
I'm
go.
like, "Yeah." Like, you know?
Mm.
And then she was like, "Let's just experiment with your palate." Right. And so like we've had dietitians on the shows like talk about those things too, you know, and I think like, but it does come down to, I do think that it is a tool, like you said, so that
It's a
you
tool.
can rewire. It's an amazing tool. The inflammation piece was huge for me. Like if you ever see my stuff, you can see that I was just so full of inflammation.
Yeah.
And just the whole process in general. And then like when you were talking about movement, so I remember in the beginning, it was the first time I ever approached anything like this because honestly, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just, okay, I'm sick now. I got to take the thing, you know? And so I started taking the medicine and I was like, oh, like this feels a little different. You know, something's going on up here, right? You know, and the food noise hadn't really turned off yet. I really wasn't sure what I even had food noise. I didn't even know what it was. Nobody was talking about it. That's how long I've been doing it, right? And I remember like I was like, all right, well, I'm really big. I had just I had injured my back in 2020. I had finally gotten moving again. I went and got radio frequency ablations so that I could get moving again. So then I started moving again. But I knew that if I went and I was just going to be like typical diet culture Kim, let's go to the gym. It's time to join a gym, you know, or something like that. Or, you know, I don't know, sweating to the
All or
oldies.
nothing.
Really something, right? And,
All these
and I was like, you know, it's like, I figured that's what I was going to be like. But, you know, I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just going to keep up with my dishes.
Nice.
And I'm just going to keep up with my laundry. And
Nice.
my goal every day is to ensure they do not pile up, that
Yes.
there is always one in the wash and in the dryer and being put away. And that was what I did. That's it to start. That's all I did. Now I do kettlebells and resistance trainings with like resistance bands. But in the beginning I didn't. I just moved in that way, you know,
Just move.
and it worked. But it was because the inflammation went down and I could move. You know what I mean?
Just move.
Of course.
Yeah. It was
Just
like this whole
move.
like trifecta effect, you know, it really was. So it's awesome. Anyway.
No, it's you're saying everything perfectly, and it's this slow one thing at a time, Because that mentality of I'll just go to the gym and I'll never eat again. And,
that doesn't work.
we're right back to where we
Mhm.
started.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so really quick, from someone with an enlarged thyroid, we we caught a TikTok on the effects of gluten and thyroid. Could you expand with some detail on that for us?
Oh my God, my second favorite topic.
Oh,
Yes, look,
love it.
the thyroid is enlarged.
Is your thyroid enlarged?
Mine's just
Yes.
elevated. Yours is really enlarged?
Yeah,
Yes.
I just found out in January that I have an
Oh, yeah.
enlarged thyroid, and I had to go and get I had an ultrasound done,
Mm.
and I have to go to a hospital and get. They had an order for a scan, but my endocrinologist, I know she said she wanted a biopsy because there was a nodule
A nodule.
on the
Okay.
right side.
And then,
However, they did not have that, so I had to reschedule.
do you have antibodies? Okay, you don't know. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna explain it to you right now. You need
Okay.
to ask this
Okay.
question.
Okay.
He said, let's go.
All
I
right.
know, look.
Okay,
Let's
so
go.
here we go.
We're
Here we
gonna
go. Your thyroid makes, I have to explain this part. I'm sorry. Your
No.
thyroid makes a hormone called T4, okay? And it becomes T3, and that's what's active in your body. And if for some reason your thyroid's not making T4, and we'll talk about that reason in a second, it's not making T4, your brain freaks out and it starts sending a message to the thyroid in a chemical called TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, like stimulate, wake up, wake up, wake up. So for a lot of people, the first time they go to the doctor, the first time they find out they have a thyroid problem, their TSH is high because the brain's, and they're like, oh, your TSH is high. Oh my goodness, you must have a thyroid problem. Let's give you a medication called synthroid levothyroxine, which is basically T4. Okay, so you take the T4 and then the brain calms down and you're like, oh, your TSH is normal. You're getting the right dose of T4. This is all correct. But this brings us back to, remember we talked about A1C being, we think it's early, but it's late. We think TSH is early, but it's late. Okay. Because what we didn't talk about is why. But why did this happen? Why does it happen? If you ask your endocrinologist, it just happens. It's genetic. It's whatever. That's not true. Okay. So it happens because you have this whole world of inflammation that is attacking your thyroid. So you can have this world of inflammation for years and your TSH is normal, producing T4, everything's good. But guess what happens? Your thyroid keeps getting bigger because there's an attack going on. But you go to the doctor, TSH is good, T4 is good, I'll see you next year. Just remember what I said earlier, like A1C is good, I'll see you next year. But meanwhile, you have this attack, you have this inflammation, and there is a test for it, but we don't usually test for it, which is thyroid antibodies. If you have thyroid antibodies, that doesn't make sense. I should have antibodies to COVID. I should have antibodies to measles. Why do I have antibodies to my own thyroid? That doesn't make sense. That is an autoimmune issue. That is your body attacking your thyroid. Now, usually what happens is when conventional medicine, if you have a TSH problem, then they'll test for antibodies. In my world, I'm testing for antibodies first, and I will let you know, hey, Janine, your TSH is fine, but I'm going to let you know you're on your way to having a thyroid issue. And there's some things we could do about it now before we need medication. So the number one cause of this inflammation here is gluten. And the reason that is, generally speaking, people with hypothyroid, Hashimoto's hypothyroid, which is the most common in this country, they have a leaky gut. And when they have a leaky gut, certain things go into a system that shouldn't, and one of them is gluten. And gluten protein is very similar to an enzyme protein in our thyroid. So you have the gluten and the body's like, hey, what's this? This doesn't look good. Let's attack this thing. But when it makes an attack, it's kind of a lock and key. It makes it for anything that will fit the lock and key, including this. So every time you have your whole wheat sandwich thinking that you're doing a good thing, you're creating an attack on your thyroid. So you go 10 years, 15 years eating your whole wheat sandwiches, eating rice, whatever you think is good. Meanwhile, attack. Thyroid gets enlarged. Eventually, the TSH gets higher. Eventually, the medication. That is why gluten. Now, I don't know what's happening in your case, Janine. I'm making assumptions based on that. Obviously, we need more information, but that is usually how that happens, right? So if inflammation. So if the patient doesn't come off of gluten, if that conversation doesn't happen, which it usually doesn't, you're in for a lifetime of continuously increased thyroid medication. Imagine the diabetic who continues to eat sugar, they're going to need more and more insulin. So the thyroid patient who continues to eat the things that are inflaming it is going to continue to need, and they'll come in at like 300 micrograms, which is a lot of thyroid medication. They start at 25. 25 is the starting dose. And they'll come in and be like, I'm like 300. You have to get like 3 different pills to get to 300. It doesn't even come with 300. And where is this going? Like it never ends. So gluten is specifically tied to hypothyroidism, but it's tied to a lot of autoimmune issues. Yeah.
It sucks. Let's talk about that though.
Wow.
No,
So
I'm-
I'm over here thinking I'm scot-free, eating
misery.
all the gluten.
I know.
And then Kat, you said cottage cheese, but I'm not even going to start on dairy. I'm not trying to ruin your life.
I know.
Gary.
I get it.
Gary. Oh my gosh.
My
But-
thyroid is elevated, but I think that, I can see that.
Your TSH is elevated?
Yes, it's elevated. I have to take Synthroid to bring it down.
Right. If it takes Synthroid to bring it down, you're basically taking the T4 that your thyroid cannot produce. So you're taking it. But what's the conversation of why does it keep going up? And that's inflammation. And Janine's like, I'm going to sip my tea. And
I know.
Yes,
And
like,
Kim's been gluten-free forever, but
well, Kim makes mistakes sometimes, but I make mistakes sometimes. That was very third person weird. But I
Kim
do
makes
like
mistakes
sometimes I will indulge in the gluten. I only eat a little bit, but I'm telling you, I will just immediately blow up. And then I hurt and my neck and my joints, and it's just awful.
People who are gluten sensitive, the craziest symptoms, and conventional medicine will not recognize it because you're not celiac.
Yes.
But there is a world, I should say some forward thinkers are coming in. There is a world called non-celiac gluten sensitivity, NCGS. When there's an understanding, I have people who have balance issues, who are dizzy because of gluten's effect on the brain. That doesn't mean gluten is evil, Kat. I know you said that earlier, but there are people who are sensitive to it.
Yes.
And instead of saying, oh, whatever, you're dizzy because you're 65. I don't know. I can't help you out. Right. You should be able to balance on one leg at 65. What does that mean at 65? You take them off of gluten. They're like, I'm back.
Oh my God, I have issues with that too. Like sometimes we get up too fast.
Once you have issues with gluten, you have issues with gluten everywhere. And once you remove it from your life, Kat, you're going to be like, what was I waiting
There
for?
are a lot of really good gluten-free things. Take that.
They are.
This weekend was fire.
I'm a baker, so it's like, oh, okay.
You've made me delicious
There's
gluten-free.
gluten-free flour. It's so good.
I can make delicious stuff.
Yes, your gluten-free stuff is delicious. She made me a gluten-free pie this weekend. She's so sweet. We all went over and she didn't want me to feel left out because you do when you can't eat gluten, And she made me a gluten-free pie, and she made me gluten-free ziti. And before
I didn't make the
shower,
ziti.
she made me whatever. And she also made me gluten-free cupcakes when we went to a shower, so I wouldn't feel left out. And they're delicious.
So
and
good.
It does make me feel not left out. So
no, that's so kind of you. Just like a side note for anyone who's listening, most gluten-free products tend to have a lot of sugar to compensate. So just be careful since we're talking to people with GLP-1s.
I think sometimes they use corn flour.
Yeah. You'd rather go for like almond flour.
Mixes, like where it's like tapioca and like,
right.
Like you can like mix those. Yeah. Like tapioca pizza is the best pizza. But it's like, anyway, but the gluten thing is a big thing. And I had to push really, really hard to get something. And finally, like I remember I went to the doctor and I said, look, my sister has this autoimmune. I'll talk about it because I know she's okay with it. My sister has this autoimmune that she didn't know about. We've always both had gluten sensitivity. And she went to the doctor and many times to try to kind of get taken care of. Eventually, she just kind of tried to do things on her own. Turns out she has a different autoimmune altogether, which is where her body like attacks the bile duct in her liver. It's very rare. And my sister, if you look at my sister, going back to like what health looks like, she looks like the picture of health. She is beautiful, thin, like all the different things. But turns out she's actually been sick a really, really long time. And it got so bad, then cancer started to form. and she's in her early or mid 30s. So and then now she just had to go through a liver transplant because,
Whoa.
and I know all because of this, like, again, like, it's like the gaslighting, right? Nothing's wrong with you. You're young and healthy, right?
Yeah.
No, she's not,
You don't look sick.
you don't look sick, and then we have me on the other end who I'm obese, and and I'm trying to say things. People are just blowing me off saying I'm fat. Like it happens a lot,
For
and
women especially, yes.
yes. And so but yeah, so she was really blessed that she got a liver transplant, but she almost died several times. Like it was really
Wow.
bad. And we're lucky but we just celebrated her birthday yesterday. And
God
so we're
bless.
like so excited about that, She's got a lot of weight to put back on and things like that. But I think she's probably made it through, and that's been such a blessing. But she's been talking about it forever, but she pushed me because she was like, go make sure you don't have this thing that I have.
Yeah.
And so I went and I went to the doctor, and I said, I told him, I think it's gluten. And he goes, well, why are you here if you already know the answer? And I went, because you're the doctor and I'm not. And he goes, so I want to know, like, people just kind of blow me off. They're just like, oh yeah, it's probably just gluten, whatever. And I was like, but I want you to test me and figure out what I've got going on. And he goes, yeah, you definitely do have to push sometimes. And I went, push, just like that. And he goes, okay. He goes, I'll do a test. He goes, and it's a genetic test. And it will, if you don't have whatever this marker is,
HLA-DQ8.
there you go. He was like, then you registered on the celiac, which means you have non-celiac. Because then he was like, then one of the tests to figure out if I'm sick, he goes, we could just put you on gluten for a while. I was like, I don't think you understand. I cannot move. Like I cannot think. I get huge blisters on my skin. It's horrible.
It was
like,
horrible.
Awful. I was like, so no, test the blood. Like we're not going to make me eat it. We know that's bad, But yeah, but I had to do that. But I did get like the diagnosis of the,
but I have people who are negative on that test, but are still sensitive to gluten.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so this is, I teach a lot of providers of functional medicine, and and they say, well, what do you do? Which test do you run? I go, there's only one test you need. Just listen to your patient.
Yeah.
Right. If they're telling you, that's why I call it the new method, because my patients know.
Yeah.
They just know, like, this is not right. It's not working. It doesn't feel right. I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
So we've lost that a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too. So too.
A lot of it.
And I think the whole idea of like what you were talking about with the thyroid, right? And like testing to see before it's a problem. I think we need to be asking for more of those things and know more about them as patients to be able to say, like, run this test. My insurance will pay for it. What's it going to hurt? Just take my blood. Run a test. Like, let's just find out, and I think if we knew more about it. And this is perfect examples, right? Of things that we could do, we can ask for to try to kind of stay ahead of
things. Asking for antibodies is there's a lot that we could ask for, but
yes, that is in your TikTok channel.
It's all there.
I could do.
I will do a
whole hour just on why the system's broken.
Yeah. Oh my God. And it is so broken. We talk about that a lot here, especially just with obesity in general. Like it's being. We've learned from the doctors, like it's multifactorial, right? But it is chronic inflammatory. And that is what is for sure, like one of the hardest things to ever get past. So again, like I think and we know the medicine helps with inflammation, we know, but I really think that also the foods, when you're able to treat the thing that's wrong and adding all those things together, I really think that's been like my big thing,
Of course, the foods that you eat are either poison or medicine.
Yeah.
Right? So they're either causing the inflammation, worsening the inflammation, or calming down the inflammation. And we're not really taught well about nutrition growing up. So we develop habits.
Sandwiches.
Right. We develop these habits, and then we're like, I mean, I guess this is okay. And then you get to a point, Kim, when you're like, Brussels sprout, that sounds like the devil.
Yes.
Right? Because all these years you've been
oh my gosh. The newest one is putting honey on it. And roasting it with red pepper.
Oh, she's fancy.
Ooh.
No, it's balsamic vinegar, olive oil, and you roast.
Oh, that sounds good.
That sounds good.
Cook it to like oblivion in the toaster oven for like
an hour.
They have to be so crunchy when they make
them.
That sounds so delicious.
That sounds so good. Is it dinner time for the Brussels sprouts?
Look, That sounds so good. I just
Yeah.
got a Wonder Oven.
What is that?
What's
Let
a
me tell
Wonder
you.
Oven?
Please tell us more.
Oh, okay. So
Like an easy bake oven?
Wonder Oven is. I'm sorry.
Is it like an easy bake oven?
You
The
know
light bulb
what?
oven.
Yes. Look.
Easy Bake was a light bulb. Okay.
No.
I mean, I figured
It
it was a
really
larger
is
scale.
like an
It
easy
was.
bake oven. It's a 6-in-1. It's an air fryer. It's a toaster. It's a steamer. Cooks
Ooh,
with steam.
Oh,
It does all these
wonder.
things in one
one
contraption.
Fancy.
appliance
And
together.
and
Gadget.
it doesn't take up that much space
Hmm.
on your countertop.
That's
So
good.
I went down the rabbit hole, and it's like a whole community of Wonder Oven people.
Of
Is
course.
it
And
on
they're like,
TikTok Shop is the actual question we need to answer. Because
yes, it is on
Of
TikTok Shop.
course it
stop
is.
it. Can we get samples?
Yeah, you can. It is
Well, that's
so
TikTok.
neat. And when you were talking about
They come in
Brussels sprouts,
designer
I'm
colors.
like, ooh, yes.
I'm
And
looking at it.
and it comes in 6 different colors.
Fancy.
I'm all excited.
See?
Oh my God, that's awesome. They should sponsor this
Look,
podcast.
I know, right?
Took it over by your Wonder Oven.
exactly. The
Because
Wonder
advocacy
Oven.
does not pay well. So we're gonna need some sponsors.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I said this will help me with my nutrition, because rather than being over the stove all the time, I
I'll just
can
get the
maybe
Brussels.
cook my meals in a
Right.
healthier form.
Sure.
And I mean, like,
Well,
this
it's
thing
just
does
you,
6
you
things
know?
in one.
Yeah. I think it's harder when
I'm
it's
so
just
excited.
you.
I'm
'Cause, like,
excited for you too.
my husband and my
Thank
son,
you.
autistic, weird years. Like, just it is what it is. I love them. Then there's not. No. They eat certain things. Certain things are safe to their brains. So if I'm gonna eat Brussels sprouts, it's just going to be meat. So
Yeah.
being able to, like,
Yeah.
you know, have I have like a toaster oven. Like, it's like a toaster oven and it does like air frying. So like I can do that. And it is nice. It doesn't take
It's
a
a toaster oven too.
Yeah, see, look at that.
Janine's like the ambassador.
She is.
It really
She's like,
is.
And it's also vacuums your house.
It's a Roomba.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. But I
very
am so
good at the
stinking
TikTok shop.
excited. I'm so
I just sell a bunch
excited.
of, I sell wrinkle neck cream. That's like my shtick, you know, like, because I love it. It's so good.
It's hilarious.
I'm like,
It helps.
get it.
I love it.
It's so weird.
Can we get to all the questions?
Do we have time
talked
for
about
one more
menopause.
question?
We get to
You
talk
what
about
now?
we need to talk about menopause.
Yeah.
Those are
All the
Ooh.
things. Let's
Okay,
talk about
Jane.
menopause.
Let's get-
Prevention. Not prevention, but in
Prevention.
anticipation of.
Prevention.
That's hilarious.
Prevention.
Let's prevent
How
it.
do we
Let's
turn this shit
prevent
off?
it.
This whole time, we actually know how to prevent menopause. We've just been withholding information until
Prevention.
today. For $9.99, you too can prevent.
That and a Wonder Oven.
Wonder Oven and menopause
Oven.
prevention.
Love it.
Can you prevent a personal summer? That's what.
Well, let me just say this about menopause. With the exception, unless you have a contraindication, so of course, talk to your medical provider.
Mhm.
Every woman should be on bioidentical hormone therapy as soon as they are in menopause, without question. Again, unless there's a contraindication. And that's because, we think of like, oh, sex hormones. Oh, great. I don't have my period anymore. I hear people saying that. I'm like, no. It's a really big deal. It's not just hot flashes. And I would say to you, you want to be on BHRT, bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, even if you have no symptoms, even if you never experience a hot flash, because
I just
estrogen protects your heart, protects your bones, protects your brain. Progesterone protects all those, plus mood, sleep. So when you remove these hormones, you are now at risk for new diseases. This is when you're at risk for osteoporosis. This is when you're at risk for dementia. This is when you're at risk for heart attacks. This is all these things become risk factors because you lost the hormones. So I know the question was in preparation, and I'll give a little bit about that, but I love to do a shout about BHRT because there is such misinformation around hormone replacement therapy. Your usual GYN is not well versed in BHRT, bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. So find a GYN that does that and get on it, because it is going to change your life, and it is part of the longevity game. Because you have to remember that a generation ago, our moms we're not doing what we're doing at 50. I'm 52 years old. I am just starting. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
That was not happening generation ago. So this conversation of how do we make sure women live the best life, the longevity conversation, is a new conversation. So it's okay that your providers don't know. Just find a provider that does, because it's a relatively new science. And I mean, first of all, women weren't even included in medical literature up until the 80s and 90s, let alone talking about menopause. So the fact that they don't know doesn't make them the authority. Find your local authority on BHRT.
What's the best way to do that? Like,
I'm sorry?
What's the best way to find someone that knows like about it?
I would Google BHRT. By the way, my opinion on BHRT is that does not include injectables under the skin. BHRT is usually, in my opinion, creams and pills that are compounded in a pharmacy, not at your local, big name pharmacy. I don't want to insult anyone.
Sure.
And you could just, before you make an appointment, hey, this GYN do BHRT? No, we don't. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Stay with your GYN if you love them for your pap smears and all that, but find someone who could do this, because it is a game changer. It is longevity. By the way, if we're even talking about dementia, you can't even talk about dementia prevention unless your hormones are on point, right? So it's like I'm not even talking about vaginal dryness, hot flashes. That's of course, but even if you don't have those things, you want to do that. So in preparation for that, we want to come in. This comes back to kind of like the pillars we were talking about earlier, but we want to come in as strong as we can with the least amount of inflammation, with our bones as strong as we can, which means if it's in your wheelhouse to lift heavy, that doesn't mean CrossFit heavy, just heavy for you, heavy enough with the intent to be able to lift your suitcase overhead in your airplane by yourself without assistance over time. But thinking about your bones, bone strength, right? So thinking about your bones, thinking about your brain. So back to the same thing, sleep, stress, nutrition. I'm not talking about weight, never. And managing your stress levels, because it's everything that you're coming into, all the issues you're coming into before menopause will get that much louder post menopause. So you just want to come in with the best foot forward.
What about when you get to premenopause? Is that something you should start to consider then, or
there is a world of bioidentical hormone therapy in premenopause, and basically you're in premenopause from like most of your 40s and 50s, depending on how late you are. It's more complicated to get BHRT because you have to cycle it. So you have to be a pretty dedicated person to take it. And some people are just suffering so much that they will do it. But whereas post-menopause, you just take it every day. You don't worry about cycles anymore. So it's a little easier to get.
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I would like my cycle to be over, but I'm not looking forward to the menopause. So,
well, yeah, as soon as you hit that 1 year of no period, you go get yourself BHRT.
1 year. All right. That's the threshold. I got
it. My sister-in-law has been blaming all the things that I complain about it on peri. It's just perimenopause. It's peri.
Oh, hello. #gaslighting.
I know, right?
It's just peri. That's what they told her. So you know what? I'm going to tell her about this. BHRT.
BHRT.
All right.
Bioidentical hormone replacement
BHRT. Okay.
BHRT. Yeah.
It's time, JT. Aren't you there now? You've talked about it before, haven't you?
Yeah. Look,
you're there now, right?
Look, yeah. I'm
51 this year.
There. Yes, I am 51.
Nice.
And I am there, and I'm okay with it. But it's like being on a GLP-1. I'm cold 1 minute, then I'm hot the next. Then I'm cold with the Snuggie, and I feel like I'm about to shiver, and then I'm hot the next.
You should be like, oh my God, I'm sweating.
I've always been so hot natured.
Bioidenticals, hormones, right?
Bioidenticals, yeah.
Look, as soon as we're done,
I've looked it up.
These are tapping Google.
Practice.
I love that.
Yeah,
good. I'm happy because your life will change.
Look,
your life will change.
Awesome.
Your life will change. And if you are, I think we're allowed to say vagina on YouTube. If you are having vaginal issues, you definitely need it. There's no need to suffer with your partner. Your sex does not have to be painful postmenopausally. So we have to just put that out there so women don't have to suffer in silence.
Talk about all the hard things here.
Yeah.
Yay.
I'm not having that.
Not
No,
yet.
we're not having that. We're not going down with that ship.
No.
Mhm.
I'm not
Yeah,
having
no.
that.
No, I mean, no.
Love
Look, no. It's like, okay, great. Yay.
She got the pajama pants on already, so we're
I know, right? She's good to go. Yeah,
Yeah, my daughter's on
Listen,
Friday.
ventilation. It is always ventilation.
And that is because you understand ventilation because you are a flight attendant. So you know
I was gonna say because of the Wonder Oven, but yes.
that too.
Don't bring it back.
I'm so excited.
The Wonder
Y'all
Oven.
don't understand. I'm going to do a video
You better.
when I use the Wonder Oven.
I'm gonna go give me a sample right now. I am.
I literally just look at it because it's so
Yeah.
stinking gorgeous. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Then you use it and it gets all greased up. Well, that happens to ours.
Oh no,
Oh,
no,
yes.
Yeah, we're not greasing her up.
Oh, when you cook the meats anyway. Yep.
Foil.
All those Brussels sprouts you cooking with all the olive oil and all the things.
Look, foil.
Well, this is
Cover
a
it.
lovely
Good splatter.
conversation.
I love this so much. I love this so much. I've never
I'm
had so much
feeling
fun on
the
a podcast.
tangent happening now.
I'm
Tangent's
stopping
going-
myself from
going
tangents
south
because I
fast.
could tangent with you guys for like the next 3 hours. I'm like, no, don't say it. Don't say it.
And then,
That's what
no.
Kat always says.
No,
if
wait
she'll
a
start
minute,
talking
Kim.
about something, and then she'll go tangent like that.
Yeah,
I love it.
it goes south very fast.
Yeah.
yeah, quickly.
I love
These
it.
are pretty funny though. they make for good shorts.
Save yourself.
Look, Wonder Oven.
I love it. We're gonna send them this clip and be like, we need to talk.
Yeah.
we need some sponsors. Keep us alive.
Wonder Oven.
For
Wonder
vaginal
Oven.
ventilation, consider the Wonder Oven.
Wonder Oven.
That's the new tagline.
It has to be.
That's it.
It's a must. You're in
Ventilation.
charge. You're gonna go sell a bunch on TikTok Shop, and then create the relationship, and we'll just blend all the messaging together.
Mhm. That's hilarious.
All right. I guess it's getting there. We're late. But an hour and a half. Whoa, we had a good conversation.
No, I'm telling you, I'm literally
was
stopping
so
myself
good.
because you ladies are fun. I could just keep going.
And it will go south. Yeah.
We'll do it again.
I would be
good.
honored to come back.
We
Yay.
so
I have
have
more
to.
questions for you.
It's fun, right?
It's so much fun.
That's why I tell everybody, I'm like, we're gonna have fun, I promise. I'm Southern. It's important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love podcasts, but this one is, I gotta say, number one. Sorry, everyone else.
Oh,
It's so much fun.
that's what you tell everybody. No,
Thank you.
Well, I already said it on
you.
recording. I've never had this much fun on a podcast.
Oh,
I've
I'm
had
so
some other
glad.
podcasts, but it's a lot
Yeah,
of
we
fun.
sometimes they're intense. Like it depends on like who we have on, but we
I mean,
usually
we can get intense, but that's not fun.
no.
No.
We have the fun. We have lots of the fun ones. Though.
We had a roller coaster. We had some intense moments.
Yeah, we
had, like,
did. We did.
We have all of
did.
it.
Well, I
And
think
I
it's
got
important. It's like
emotional.
spoonful of sugar, right?
I
Like if you're
appreciate
gonna
you for
talk
doing that.
about the hard things, let's just like have a little sugar too.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, great. All right, I'll end the recording. Let's say our goodbyes. Hold on. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us.
And thank you so
Look,
much, Dr. E, for
thanks.
educating us and hanging out with us and being goofy and talking about, ventilation.
Wonder Ovens.
Wonder Oven.
The importance of ventilation and hormones. The hormonies.
Hormonies. That's pretty funny.
Awesome.
Oh, gosh.
We'll definitely have
Hormonal
to-
Oven.
we'll have a good time. We'll do it again.
Amazing. Thank you
Wonder
so much
Oven.
for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
so
everybody,
much.
we'll
Yeah,
see
we
you
gotta
next
talk to you
week.
again.
See you next week. Alla pasta.
All right.
Oh, gluten-free pasta.
Gluten-free pasta.
Are you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications. medications like Ozempic, wegovy, or Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP-1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity-related diseases and disorders and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP-1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to the plus sides, cracking the obesity code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together, because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides Podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault.
Let me tell you a quick story. I was telling Kat how I was regaining weight after my 100-pound loss using GLP-1 medications, and I was having snacky cravings and waking up at 3 a.m. and I had hot flashes, and I was worried. But Kat was like, listen, I went through this last year. It's perimenopause, and I started HRT, and she used this company called Winona. So I started going there to see if this was something that was going with me. Turns out it was, because I'm 46. And it's been amazing. It's taken a while to find the right dose, but once I did, it's just been huge. I've been sleeping. I feel more myself again, and the hot flashes are gone, which is really bad. So I will tell you, it's just been so big for me. And so I wanted to partner with them on the podcast because obviously many of our listeners are going through the same age range and definitely are having these issues. And there's just no need for you to suffer. So if you go to the link that's in our link tree, you can click on that and save money. If you go there and you meet all the criteria, this might be something for you to try. So I just want to make sure you had this great resource because it's just been such a big difference for me and Kat. Again, you can go to the link in our link tree and get what you need. Today's episode is brought to you by Ro, a telehealth platform that's changing the game of GLP-1 access. What sets Ro apart? Ro understands the challenges of navigating insurance hurdles and the skyrocketing prices of GLP-1 medications. That's why they specialize in getting insurance approvals for GLP-1s. And if insurance is a barrier, they go a step further by prescribing brand name zepbound vials for prices close to those of compound GLP-1s. With Ro, you're not just getting a prescription, you're getting a partner in your journey that's helping you access affordable treatment and guiding you every step of the way. Whether it's insurance approvals or cost-effective alternatives, Ro is here to make sure that you get the medication you need. Visit ro.co/plussides with a Z today to see how they can help you take control of your weight management journey with affordable, accessible care. That's ro.co/plussides with a Z, making healthcare work for you. Check out the link in our show notes for more details.
Are you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, wegovy, or Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP-1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity-related diseases and disorders and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP-1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together, because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides Podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault.